Today we will talk about the creation of two-dimension array in NumPy. In the previous video, I have explained to creation of one-dimension array using NumPy. In this video, I will talk about the creation of two-dimension array in NumPy. This is the two-dimension array, and I have already told about the two-dimension array. What is the two-dimension array? Two-dimension array, I tell you, the data will represent in tabular form. Suppose this is a in this way, that this is a, you can say, the data will represented in this tabular form in this type. So it has rows and column. So this is the cells. So the indication of this is a 0. Suppose this is at 0 position, at 1 position, 2 position, and 3 position. And the same way, this is the row 1, 2, and this is axis. This is called axis 0. You can say this is axis, or you can understand axis 1. This is axis 1. And suppose the name of this array is A. So this, suppose we have this here 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So these are the data stored in this tabular form. So this is a two-dimension array. So address of this one is the position of 0. So this is the 0 row, and the position of column, that is also 0. So the address of this one is A0, A comma 0, A is 0 comma 0. And suppose if you want to find the address of this, so this 7. So the address of this is what is the row number of this? 1, and the column number of this is 2. So this is the address of this 7. So this is the two-dimension array. Now if you want to create two-dimension array, so these are the functions. With the help of these functions, we can create two-dimension array. The first one is array. So in this way, suppose if you are creating a list and you want to convert that list into two-dimension array, so you have to create a nested list. Look at here, 1, 2, 3 is a list inside this list, and the second list item is also a list, 4, 5, 6. So when you place list inside the list, so that will create two-dimension array. So I'll show you with the example how can we create this. So let's move to the Python shell. Here this is the Python shell. So before working on NumPy, first you have to import NumPy. Import NumPy as NP. So this statement you have to pass to call the NumPy library in your program. So this statement you have to pass. So it is importing NumPy. Then the prompt appears. So I am just creating two-dimension array. So the first is using array function. So first you create a list, nested list. So this is a nested list, means list, the list item itself a list. So this is the first list item 1, 2, 3, and the second one is 4, 5, 6 I am passing. So this is also a list. So place inside the list. So this is the list, this one is the first list, and this is the list. Look at here, this is the first list and this is the second list, and both the list inside this list. So this is the nested list. Now you can pass using the NumPy array. So creating a NumPy array, suppose I am creating a array 2 I'm giving the name array2 and np dot array, and then you pass this list L, and that will create two-dimension array. So you can print it, just you pass this array name and it will create a two-dimension array. So look at here, so 1 2 3 and 4 5 6. So this is the two-dimension array of 2 into 3, 2 row and 2 into 3, 2 rows and 3 columns. So 2 rows and 3 columns, because number of rows is 2 and the number of column is 3. So you can pass you also get the shape of this array2 dot shape shape you pass. So 2 comma 3, so it returns 2 comma 3, so it is the number of rows is 2 and the number of column is 3. So it creates a two-dimension array. So if you want to access 5, suppose if you want to access this 5, so what is the address of this? So address of this is at row number, this is at row number, this is the row this one is the row number 0 and this is at 1, and the address of this is, the row of this is 1 and the column, this is the column 0 1 and 2. So the the address of this 5 is the name of array is ar2 1 comma 1. So I'm getting this with the example. So suppose if you want to get this ar2 comma 1 comma 1 and you get 5. So this 5, the address of this 5 is ar2 1 comma 1. In this way you can access, and another way you can access through 1 and then again you pass another means the row number you can pass in square bracket and the column number you can also pass in square bracket, so you will get also 5. So in this way you can access the element. Okay, so this is the way if you are using the array. So first the nested tuple, a nested list you have to create, and you can pass that list into array. Directly you can pass if you want to create a number np array, and directly you can pass that nested array. Suppose if you want to creating array 1 2 3 comma 4 5 6 comma 7 8 9 and then close this, and again here you have to close this one, and then so either you can pass directly the nested list, either you can store the nested list in a variable and you can pass that nested list in the array function. So it will create a two-dimension array. So this is the two-dimension array of 3 into 3. So if you want to find the shape of this, so ar3 dot shape shape, sorry spelling is wrong, so ar3 shape, and then you get the 3 comma 3. So this is the shape of this array. And if you want to get the dim, so ar3 dot ndim you pass. So this is the two-dimension array. So number of dimension in this, so this is the rank you can say. So how many accesses? So it has 2 accesses. Access 0 always row is called access 0 and the columns are at access 1. So this is the access 1 and access 0. So this one I'm drawing this is you can say this is the access 0 and this is sorry access 1, and this one is the access 0. So this is at 1 axis, you can say this is the axis, you can axis sorry you can just I'm making you to understand the concept of axis. So thus I am using the draw line, so that will not print it exactly, but you can understand. So this is the axis 0 and axis 1. Now let's move to the next function to creation of two-dimension array. The second one is clear all, so that will create all the function. Next is creating 2D array using arange function. So arange we have already discussed the arange. So arange will generates a list of value in a passed range. So so the number you are passing, so it will generate 0 to the number you have passed to -1. Suppose the n is number passed in two dimension, suppose arange function, so it will generate 0 to n minus 1. And we can also pass with arange function start and stop value, means from where you want to generate number and up to which number you want to generate a number. So both number, the initial value and the final value, both we can pass. And the third option is we can also generate a number with means the step value we can find. Suppose if you want to generate a number with some specific gap, so that step we also have to pass in range function. So the range function we are using, the first you have to generate a range of values, and then you have to reshape that in the form of two-dimension array. Suppose here the np dot arange 10, so it will generate 0 to 9. So the total number of, so whenever you reshape, so the multiplication of both the value must have the number of elements generated by range function. So suppose 0 to 9 means total number of the digits generated, a number generated in arange function, that is 10. So you can reshape into 5 into 2 2 into 5. That means here that indicates the number of rows is 5 and number of column is 2. And if 2 comma 5 if you are passing, so it means that generates 2 rows and 5 columns. So let's check this. This is the suppose I am generating a number, suppose AR4 I am using np dot a range, ARANGE range, and 10 I am passing. So AR5 you can check. So this has generated 10 digits, 10 numbers, you can say 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So total 10 elements generated by this arange function, but it is one dimensional array because it has only one dimension. And if you want to reshape this into a two-dimension array, then array 5 equals to array 5 dot reshape, and the number you are passing, that must, the multiplication of both the number must equal to the number of elements generated by arange function. Suppose 2 comma 5 I am generating, 2 comma 5. So now look at the result. So this generated 2 rows and 5 columns array. So it has 2 rows and the number of column is 5. And if you are passing array 5 equals to array 5 dot reshape 5 comma 2, then it generates means it reshape that two-dimension array into 5 rows and 2 columns. So with the arange function, first you create a range of values and then you can reshape into your required two-dimension array. So in this way, so we have to use reshape whenever you create two-dimension array. So first you create a set of values through the np.arange function, and then you can call this reshape function to reshape that array into two-dimension array. You can type both the command in the same line. Suppose one AR3 I am again using, and AR5 sorry I am using, and np.arange, and suppose I am passing 10 and dot reshape, and in which shape you want to generate. Suppose I am creating 10, I am passing 9, so it will generate 0 to 9 dot reshape 3,3, and press enter, and then you can check. So it generated. So first it generate the total 9 elements through the range function, and then you can reshape that 9 element into 3 two-dimension array. So this is the 3 into 3 two-dimension array. So each element, this is the column 0, and this is the column 1, this is the column 2, and this is the row 0, row 1 and row 2. So you can access the element through the row number and column number, column index and row index number. So this is the index. The index of first column is 0 and 1, 2, and here 0, 1 and 2. This is the index. Now, so in this way, these two functions generally used to creating a two-dimension array and arange function. Next, creating empty array using empty function. When you are creating an empty array, it means that generates whatever the shape you are passing. So it will generate the array of that dimension, and it will fill all the values with a garbage, uninitialized garbage value. It creates two-dimension array with the uninitialized garbage value. So it will just initialize with any garbage value. I show you. Suppose if you are creating AR, I am using np.empty if you are using, and if you are passing, so whenever you pass the shape of your array, so you have to pass in list. So I am passing 4,4, and then the by default the value is, by default the data type is float, so it will just created empty array, and 4 into 4, so there are 4 values in this, and all are initialized with the garbage value. Suppose if you are using AR equals to np.empty, and you are passing suppose 3,3, I am using tuple here, and d type equals to int 8 using, and then I am closing. This is the int array is not defined, so AR equals to np.empty, I am using tuple here, and d type equals to np.int 8, and then I am closing. So you can check. So it generated a garbage value, so 1, 0, because we have passed here. So d type is np.int, means integer. You can generate a value with integer type, sorry. So it generated a value of integer type, and the shape, you can pass the shape in list, or you can also pass the shape in tuple. So this is the dimension 3 into 3 we are passing, and you can so it will create an empty array with some uninitialized garbage value. And next, this is the empty, and creating array filled with the 0 using zeros function. So zeros function, so we can use if I want to create an array with the 0, so np.zeros, and then you can pass the dimension. Suppose I am 4 into 4 dimension I am passing, and then closing, and then this will generated a 2-dimensional array. Default data type of NP array is float, so it generates a float type of element. Whenever you generate, if you are not passing any data type, so it will generate a float type of value. So 0.0.0 so it is generated for 0, and it generated 4 into 4 dimension array. Next, using ones, creating array filled with the ones. So in place of 0, if you are using np dot ones, so the same thing it will generate. Suppose I am passing 4 into 4 here, and it will generate array, and it will replace with all the element with 1. So it filled with the 1. So in this way you can generate. Suppose sometimes you need to create an 2-dimension array, you want to fill with all ones, so we can use ones. And if you want to create and you want to fill with the 0, so we can use zeros function. And if you want to create an empty with some uninitialized values, so we can call this empty function. Some other useful array creation method. So the some other useful one is np.i. np.i, I am using np.i. So np.i, so it will create a 2-dimension array, and it fills the diagonal element with 1. So I will show you np.i, and then suppose if you are passing only 1, so it always creates a 2-dimension array. So when you are passing 5, so it will create a 5 into 5 2-dimension array. So here we don't have to pass the shape of the element, because zeros can create 1-dimension array, empty can also creates 1-dimension array. If you want to create 1-dimension, you pass one value. Suppose if you are passing 3, means it will generates a 1-dimensional array of 3 element. If you are passing only 4, so it will generate 1-dimensional array of 4 element. 0, the same we also apply with the ones. But when you are passing and the one value, suppose I am passing here 5, so it will generate 5 into 5. So it will generate a 2-dimension array 5 into 5, and all the diagonal elements, these are the diagonal elements, will assign with 0, and all the rest of the element is assigned by zeros. So look at here 5. So look at here. So all the element here. So look at the diagonal element here. So this is the diagonal element. All the diagonal element are assigned by 1, and rest of the values assigned with 0. So this is the function of I. This is the function of I. So when you pass the element, so that will generate that number into that number. Decimal means 5 we are passing, so 5 into 5, this is the 5 into 5 elements, and all the diagonal element assigned with 1. Now move to the next is then next is just creating array. Just create clear all, and then I move to the next. np.full. np.full, suppose if you want to create a array and you fill with some specific values, suppose 0, that create array and that full all the element with 0. If you are once you are creating, so it will fill all the element with 1. And if you want to create an array that fills some specific value, so here the np.full 2 into 2 comma 3 comma 6, so this is the shape of that array, and that array will fill with this number. So I'll show you in Python. Suppose one array I want to create np dot array, and you pass, suppose I'm want to create 3 into 3 dimension array, and I fill the array with the 7. So last one is the data type is, so we also have array, sorry, I am using array, not by mistake np dot full I have to use, so I used by mistake can array function, so we have to use full function. Okay, so I am placing with the 7, then you can check. So all the, it generates 3 into 3 2-dimension array, and that filled with the 7 value. So all the element is filled with the 7. So sometimes you need to create a specific dimension array and a 2-dimension array, and you want to fill all the element with a specific value, so you can use this np dot full function. Next is, suppose if you want to create a dimension with some random values, so 3 comma 4, so it creates 3 into 4 array of random float in range of 0 to 1. So it creates 0 to 1. Suppose I'm creating a array function np dot random dot rand, and you just have to pass random dot rand, and 3 into 4 I am passing 3 comma 4, and you just create and look at here. So it generated a 2-dimension array 3 comma 4, and it creates a 3 into 4 2-dimension array and fill with the random value, but we have not passed any. So whenever you call the random function, it generates random number from 0 to 1. So by default the data type of the np array is float, so it generated the float value from 0 to 1. So it created 3 into 4 2-dimension array and assigned all the element with some random value. And if you want to create np dot random some specific range, suppose it generates 0 to 1, but if you want to create a array 3 into 4, but it should generate value from 0 to 10. 0 to 10, so just multiply into 10. So you have just type this statement and then multiply it with 100. Suppose if you are passing I am here multiplying with the 10, so it generates 0 to 10, because it generates 0 to 1. So 0 into, suppose 10 multiply, so that generates 0. But when you multiply, suppose here if you are multiplying with the number, so it 3 point something the number will generate. So if you want to multiply it with the 100 here, so that will generate 0 to 100. So if you want to generate 0 to some specific range, so you can multiply that number with this statement. So it generated the number between 0 to 10, sorry 6 3, and this way you can create a dimension array and you can assign with some random value in a specific range. Next is random int. So suppose in this statement we don't have option to pass the data type. We don't means we can not assign any specific data. It always generates a float value, and if you want to generates integer value, so np dot random dot rand int, we have to use this rand int function, and then the 5 and 5 is 0 to 4. So if you are passing the value, suppose 10 I am passing, so 0 to 10 number it can generate, and shape in this way we have to pass shape. Suppose 5 into 5 array you want to generate, so we can pass this command and it will generate So it has created 5 into 5 two-dimension array, and all the element assigned with the 0 to 10 random numbers, 0, 3, 7, 6, 3. So randomly it is assigned all the element. Okay, so in this way we can use, so 0 to 10 here. So whatever the number you are passing, so it will generate 0 to the number minus 1. Suppose 10 is passed here, so it will generate 0 to n minus 1. Suppose 10 is, so it is the maximum value it is generated by this random IT is 9, because in 10 I have passed here, so it will generate 0 to 9. Next, so these are the methods with the help of these are the method with the help you can generate. So one is, this is the method one, these are the process, so you can generate a number. So these are the process with the help of you can generate a number. So all the option I have covered. So all the process, sorry, let me minimize this and then it will work. And these are the, so in this topic I have discussed on creating a two-dimension array, NP array, and so array function we can call. So with the help of array you can generate two-dimension array. So here a range function we can use. In this function, with the help of this function we can also generate two-dimension array, but whenever you use a range function you also have to call a reshape function to reshape the number generated by a range function. Empty function we can use to create two-dimension array with the uninitialized garbage value. And if you want to create the number two-dimension array that should fill with the zeros, so we can call zeros function. If you want to create a two-dimension array that should fill with the ones, so we can call ones. And if you want to create a two-dimension array that should fill the diagonal element with 1, so we can call this I function. And if you want to create a array that should fill with some specific value, we can call np dot full. And if you want to create a two-dimension array that should fill with some random values between 0 to 1, so we can call this function. If you want to create a two-dimension array that should fill the range value from 0 to n, so we can pass that, we can multiply this statement with the number n. And suppose if you want to create a random integers value in a specific range, so that range means the final value you have to pass, so 0 to n minus 1, that is generate, and then size you can pass. So if you want to create only one dimension, you can only pass 5 here. If you want to use 5 into 5, so you can pass. So this is the way you can create a two-dimension array. Next, transpose of NumPy array. Transpose means what? Transpose means conversion of row to column and column to 1. So look at here. So this is these are the rows here. So these are the rows. So this is the rows, this row, and this row. And if I want to transpose this, so transpose I'm using as a function, I want to transpose it. So ar dot t only. So transposing of 2D array. So row becomes column, rows becomes column, and columns becomes rows. So just you have to call capital T, AR dot capital T. If you are calling the capital T, so it will transpose the matrix. So look at here. So it is, so in first array, so the row is 0, 3, 7, 6. So these are the elements in row first. So look at here. So this row is converted into a column. So the first row converted into first column. The second row is converted into second column. The third row is converted into third column. And here in these are the rows, you can say it is converted into column. So here this is the column. So sometimes you need to transpose the matrix, then we can call this capital T. So this capital T is array dot T. When you are calling, so it will transpose the matrix. Next is accessing individual element using array indexing. So one dimension array, if I'm accessing the one dimension array, so that array name should pass and their index number should pass in a square bracket. If you are accessing two dimension array, so row index number, the first first value you have to pass, that should be a row index number, the second should be a column index number. So in this way I have already talked about this accessing of element, and I show you with example in Python. Suppose this two dimension array has been created, and if you want to access this 4, so this 4, so what is the index of this 4? So index of this 4 is, so index of this 4 is, so this 4, I am using this 4, so the index of this 4 is, so index this is at this is row 0, row 1, row 2, row 3 and row 4, and column 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. I want to access this 4. So if I am passing, okay, so if I am passing here, so AR and the 2 is the row and column is 2, and then you can get 4. So this is the 4. Okay, so this 4, actually the circle goes to here because of scroll of this value. Okay, so you can pass this. So I just removing this. So in this way you can access. So you have to pass the index number and row index number and then column index number. Suppose if you want to change some element, suppose I want to place this 4 with some specific value, so you can just use, suppose 2 comma 2 I am using 2 comma 2, and you place this with some, suppose I am using with the 10, so I am placing that value with the 10. So you can check AR that this 4 has been changed with 10. So in this way you can access the element and you can change the value of that. If you want to make changes in the element, so just you have to access that element through their row index and column index number, and then you can assign value that you want to assign in that element. Next, suppose if you are creating a one dimension array, the one dimension array, so you don't have to pass row index and column number because only one dimension is there. So just you can use suppose I am passing 1 comma 3 comma 4, one dimension array is there, and if sorry, AR2 I am using, so AR2 is one dimension array, and if you want to access the third element, this third element, sorry, third 3, so the index of this is 0, 1, 2. So this is only because it has only one dimension, so you can pass the index number of that value. So array 2 you are passing, and the 3 this statement will return 3. And if you want to assign some specific value on that position, so suppose 2 and you want to assign with some other value, suppose 7 I want to assign, and in this way you can form expression to assign the value at that position, and then you can call this function. So it will, now you can check, so this value has been changed with the 7. So this is the way you can access. If you are accessing the one dimension array, you have to pass the index of that value. Index always start with the 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, and it goes up to the length of array minus 1. And this is the two dimension array, so it has, because it has two dimensions, so the both the dimension you have to pass. First dimension must be the row index number, and the second dimension must be the index number, row column index number. So the row index is always start with the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. In this way it goes to length of array rows minus 1, and the column index should start with the 0 to length of column minus 1 goes up to, and you can access. So any element that the address of any element that is the combination of row index and column index number. So both the index you have to pass when you are accessing that element. And if you want to process on that place, so you have to use the address of row and column. Okay, that's all for today, because the more functions are rest, and I want to explain all the functions related to NumPy, but the video goes very long, so I am just distributing the topics in different part. So that's all for today. Thank you.